Welcome back to Brush Country Monsters. In this episode, we're in Alabama at the Chapel Hill Plantation with our good friend, Steve McKeon. Seth and Russell are there, and they're after 2 giant whitetails. Stay tuned for more Brush Country Monsters.
Like me on
McWhorter Custom Rifles presents Brush Country Monsters.
The third year in a row, my good friend Russell Knight and I, we are headed to Chapel Hill Plantation. Steve McKeon, the owner of Chapel Hill Plantation, he has spent a lot of time and effort into building this incredible piece of property. It's just known for great big, majestic whitetails, the perfect habitat. It's got rolling hills, tons of food plots, lots of hardwoods and pines, thick cover areas. It's just, when you think of a deep south type of hunt, Chapel Hill Plantation is it. So if you remember in the past, Russell and I have had a lot of success here at Chapel Hill Plantation. My very first year hunting, I shot a deer called Big. Russell's had a lot of success with his bow. So Russell's got this brand new BX32 new breed. So we got into camp, and you know what, we gotta go shoot that bow before we get in the blind.
I think we'll kill him this afternoon.
I don't know.
Dang. Man.
So Steve does an extensive amount of scouting on this property. A couple of deer that Russell and I were really piqued our interest on. One is called Lefty, which was just this big frame deer, and he kind of had this really non-typical rack on one side. Another very mature deer was called Tater. This buck just had thick mass, shorter tines, but the body on this thing was just impressive.
Fired up. We're gonna bow hunt. Do you think it's gonna happen? I think it could happen. I don't wanna, count my chickens before they crack the egg, you know what I'm saying?
First morning of Russell's hunt, we're in the ground blind, we're all tucked in, and all of a sudden out pops Lefty. You know, when you get on the ground like that and you're at ground level, it's just really hard to make it work.
We had a close encounter this morning. We almost got him killed, but almost doesn't count. He kind of surprised us to our left. He knew we were here, him and one of his running buddies, and they kind of eased across the power line there, but I'm gonna go check out this stand over here.
We made a plan. We're going to ditch the ground blind. We're gonna go over to that ladder stand on the other side, above them, and try to use that to our advantage, and maybe those deer will come out in that same corner that afternoon. First afternoon of Russell's hunt, and I hear Russell say, "There's Mo." I look at Russell, I said, if he comes close, just shoot him. He shakes his head and says, no.
My main restraint there was that the deer Seth's going after. That is a giant. That is an absolute giant.
I wouldn't have been mad, I promise. I wouldn't have been mad if he shot my deer, but let's just say I wasn't all that disappointed that he didn't give him a shot.
It's Rudy's night.
One thing I've learned about all these years of BCM in Texas is how you cut a brisket is very specific to Texas.
Stay tuned for more Brush Country Monsters. Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles, the most accurate hunting rifles in the world. Yeti Coolers, built for the wild. Safari Club International Foundation, first for wildlife. Hoff Power Auto and Outdoor Stores, over 50 years in Central Texas, and we couldn't have stuck around this long if we were steering you wrong. Chupacabra Rub, shake it, rub it, love it. And Surge Pro, the best yield-enhancing foliar fertilizer on the market. Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue. Swarovski Optique, see the unseen. Burger Bullets, shoot better, shoot burger. Hart Rifle Barrels, unparalleled performance, handcrafted one at a time. And John Burrell's High Adventure Company, the finest collection of big game wing shooting and sport fishing destinations in the world.
There's a thick frost. It's about 22 degrees. Our target deer, Lefty, hangs out right here. This is his spot. This is his home. We gotta keep trying him. We got a good wind right here.
The next morning of the hunt, we're back in the same tree stand. We're hunting the same food plot that we've been on the last 2 hunts. Long about 9:30 in the morning, Russell says, "Big deer." Russell looked at me and said, "What do you think?" I said, "Shoot him." It looks to me like it's a little bit far back and possibly a little low.
I'm gonna give him some time. I'm just told the adrenaline's going and it's 25 degrees. Maybe we'll get him. I think we'll get him. We will get him. We will get him. That's how you think positively in situations like this. Well, a sleepless night, so to speak. I didn't make the best of shots yesterday, but we are finding blood. We actually jumped the deer yesterday afternoon. We decided to back out. We had a rain shower come in last night. The ground's a little wet, but we're still seeing blood. I don't think it's washed it away completely. Hopes are still high. Judging by the video, it looks like we did get up in a rib cage pretty good. That's him, like right there. Gosh, what a buck. I mean, the ups and downs of bow hunting, you know, that's just how it is sometimes. It's all about shot placement when it comes to bow hunting period, but especially bow hunting. With a stick and string, thought I made a marginal shot. It took the deer a little while to expire, but us leaving him overnight was the right thing to do. I mean, he didn't go, what, 150 more yards? Come down here to this thick spot on this creek and piled up, but beautiful buck. Here at Chapel Hill Plantation, a wonderful hunt. It just don't get any finer. Just awesome, awesome experience. Beautiful deer. Man, I'm glad it worked out. The lowest of lows, the highest of highs. You know, I was down last night. I knew the shot had to be fatal, but I wasn't sure about it. And it sure is nice to come over that rise right there and see that deer laying here. It's a good feeling to see him piled up. Awesome, awesome buck. That's a great deer. Here at Chapel Hill Plantation, another one for the books. A great hunt, fun bow hunt. One I won't soon forget. Just a
awesome, awesome experience here at Chapel Hill Plantation, Alabama, hunting at its finest.
With Russell's big old mature deer down, the plan from there on out, the rest of the season, was for me to try to get Mo. Just rolled into camp. We're gonna try to get an afternoon hunt in today, so the first thing we always do is going to shoot our rifle. Today I'm gonna be hunting with my brand new McWhirter 6.5 Creedmoor. This is a tack driver, I'm telling you. It's topped with a Swarovski 3.5 to 18 by 50 X5 scope, and I'm shooting a brand new ammunition out of it made by Berger. It is their own custom match grain ammo. It's topped with 135 grain classic Hunter. It's going about 2750 out of the barrel on this McWhirter. So let's send some down range and see where we are. Well, that's two touching. We're about maybe a half-inch high, half-inch right, but we're not gonna be shooting much more than about 250 yards, so I would say that's more than adequate. Pretty happy where we are. I think we're ready for the afternoon hunt.
Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Big & J Long Range Attractants. The aroma is super strong, the range is super long. Revolution Safe Company, inspired by Pendleton. Rotating gun management made simple. Borden Accuracy, makers of the Rimrock, Alpine, and Timberline custom actions. Swagger, the bipod with moves. And New Breed Archery, no hype, just hunt.
My very first hunt for Mo was going to be at a food plot we call the Dove Field. Well, it's our first afternoon sit here at Chapel Hill Plantation. I am hunting a big deer we've nicknamed Mo. He is the biggest 8-point that I've ever hunted. Just slick, giant, long main beams. Easily a 150 class deer. Today we're hunting a food block called the Dove Field, and he's been seen here a number of times in the afternoons, later in the evenings. So the weather's right. We're hoping Mo makes an appearance this afternoon. As the evening is progressing on, out steps this giant, huge mature deer we call BJ. I don't know, I know I'm crazy, but I'd already decided Mo or bust. I knew I probably would never have an opportunity at a big, clean 8-point like this again, so I did the unthinkable. I passed on BJ in hopes that Mo would show up. The next morning, we went to a food plot we call the Clover Field. We are pre-rut. We're at that chase phase, and these deer are all over the place. To our left, about 150, maybe 200 yards down, pops this little bitty doe. She turns and looks at her back trail. I wheel over, look to the edge of the woods, and there he is. He is standing, looking directly at us. The wind is blowing in the exact wrong place, steps right into our wind. Laid eyes on him, knew I wanted him. I was determined to spend the rest of the season chasing him.
Today we're going to talk about a real game changer. It's our 45 XML. You know, we've been making muzzleloaders for a long time, and we started out with a sabot gun, and we realized the limitations of that sabot, so we went to a bullet to bore gun, and this is our 45 XML. So the bullets
start out at a 452 diameter, and there's size for each individual barrel, and we do all that. When you're through, you've got a gun that'll shoot black powder or smokeless, and with a smokeless charge, it'll shoot 2,750 feet per second with a 325 grain bullet that's got over a 400 BC. So what that equates to is a muzzle energy of almost 5,500 foot-pounds, and at 500 yards, it's still got almost 2,300 foot-pounds. So this is a real game changer. We guarantee all these guns a half a minute. They come with our proprietary removable breech plug and our proprietary ignition cartridges that are reusable hundreds of times. The guns come with everything you need. They come with a hand primer, ignition cartridges, our funnel that you use to load the powder in that closes off all the muzzle brake ports. We give you powder charge holders, and we give you about 10 of the Pittman 325 Aeromax bullets. To say these guns are amazing is just an understatement. Seth and I just finished shooting these guns, and we shot an 1¼ inch group at 500 yards with them. I mean, they're just like a centerfire rifle. You're just limited to one shot before you have to reload. So we love them. If you want more information about us, give us a call, and we'll be glad to go over our whole 45 XML system with you. And that's our on-target tip of the week, brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles.
At this point, I'm starting to get a little superstitious. I decided that I'm gonna put up that 6.5 Creedmoor, and I wanna get a little of this muzzleloader luck, and I'm gonna go out and try to hunt with my McWhorter 45 XML muzzleloader.
Day 8 for the hunt for Mo. Hunting these big old mature bucks isn't easy. And, you gotta put in your time. Those little deer are looking back in there. There's a deer. Fellas, that's Mo. There he is. There he is. He's coming. He's headed this way. I can see him moving. He's gonna make a scrape. Let him. He's making it. Look at him making that scrape. Oh my gosh. All right, what he's doing, he's out here doing some stuff. Here he comes.
Yes! Oh man! Ah! It took forever. What a giant! What a giant! Steve, guys, Chapel Hill Plantation, grown them big.
I could not wait to get all that blind and go get my hands on him.
He was hit hard. Oh, I know that. Look right there. Look right there, buddy. All right. Let's go get our hands on that big joker. Look at the blood. Holy cow. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Well, here's the conclusion to our 2018-2019 season. Mo, an epic 8-point. We've been after this deer, and after this deer, this is the 8th different day that we have hunted him. Just look how beautiful this buck is. 8 different days of hunting this deer, and we finally made it happen. I know it was wearing on you.
But we laid eyes on him one time.
We did.
10 seconds.
We did. Seems like all season. It is January 20th, and and we've sat on him 8 different days. We've hunted this deer really hard, and it's late in the season, and he has been rutting, but we finally made it happen. This is a big old mature, probably 7-year-old deer, and you've got all kinds of trail cam pictures and videos of him all season long. Every time we come down here, we have a fantastic hunt. Buddy, I can't thank you enough.
Congratulations, Seth.
Absolutely. Steve McKeon here at Chapel Hill Plantation. This is the 3rd year in a row I've shot an incredible buck, a once-in-a-lifetime 8-point. Guys, this is as mature as they get. This is an incredible 8-point. I absolutely love hunting these big old mature deer. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
That 45 XML is a beast, isn't it? Nicely done. Until next week, always remember, keep God and family first.